Hello, I'm Dale Lindstrom, the risk and insurance manager for Vestas American Wind Technology with operations in the U.S. and Canada. Been with the organization for about 4 years, and I've come from a background of engineering, loss control, insurance brokerage, and now in my second stint as a risk manager. Vestas is an original equipment manufacturer. We sell our components in wind turbines to a developer or utility or some company that is investing in his wind as a generating source. No matter what element of risk that we're talking about, we've got technical experts and content experts within the organization. So really my job is to identify who those people are, and if there's something that seems to be surfacing within the organization in the future or currently in our current environment, is to reach out to those folks and have that dialogue.
The brokerage firm we use, and it's through all of Vestas International, is Marsh. The relationship really is the development back in Denmark, where the parent company resides, and so we've deployed the Marsh organization all over the globe to be our partner when it comes to transacting the insurance portfolio. Being a global company, we have a master controlled program for property, liability, marine cargo, D&O, some of the main lines of insurance that you would expect from a global company. Being on the North American side of it, then I get what is referred to as a reverse flow. So the insurance policies are placed globally, and then I do work with some of our local insurers that have the global relationship and understanding the terms and conditions of the policy and how well they meet and fit the risk profile that we have for the organization. There are a few lines of coverage that I have responsibility for just in North America or Canada that are pretty much just unique and germane to this jurisdiction, that being the workers' compensation, auto liability, we got some fiduciary exposure, and then a couple of one-off turbines that are installed at some wind sites that we use for prototyping and data gathering and collection. So we have a responsibility to insure those. And we do own or lease a pretty sizable fleet of rail cars. In the United States, in Canada for that matter, a lot of our transportation activities for getting our wind turbine components from the production facilities out to the sites is through rail.
Early on, a lot of the site safety personnel and managers were really looking to corporate office for all the answers. And what we've done over the course of the last 3 or 4 years is really educating the site safety personnel, giving them tools and resources so they can effectively be a risk manager, safety officer within their respective site. So how to get individuals and technicians prepared for being in one of these environments. There is a level of basic safety that the employees will go through, and once they've accomplished that, they will start going down track about task-based certification, which gives the employee an opportunity to get trained on certain types of technology that we have out there in the field, as well as to elevate them on the basics of day-to-day service and maintenance, or promoting them to a status of being able to troubleshoot problems in the field. Along with that, each employee is getting a good introduction into our business continuity plans, from emergency response to the field, how to respond to a first aid incident or a fire or an electrical situation, mechanical activity that might take place in the field. Anything that may even get elevated up at a higher level that can cause potential brand or reputational risk to the organization.
Right now I'm standing in front of our V112 turbine simulator. The V112 is our newest turbine model. It's a 3 megawatt turbine. The simulator represents all the major components in the turbine. Right now I'm standing in front of the hub simulator. We can do every test that you can do inside of a nacelle right here on our simulator. It runs the same controller logic, same safety system that we have on our turbines. And so everything that they can do on a turbine, for the most part, they can do here on our simulators. Vestas has taken a real strong approach to creating a safety program that can consider all situations and is really adapted to the wind technician working in the field. We broke the class into two, and we're running 2 different first aid scenarios. We have the one up on the top of the platform where we're simulating a rescue at height, and then on the ground we're giving a more basic scenario where a teammate is just passed out in the nacelle. One of the other rescue scenarios that we put at technicians is rescuing from a ladder. We have to consider that one of the most physically exerting tasks the technician is going to do in a day is climbing the ladder. And we have to consider we have an aging workforce. Your heart will get racing very fast when you're climbing a ladder, when you're climbing 220, 250, 300 feet straight up. Probably the biggest complaint we get here at the training center is they wish that was like 60 feet higher. This is our V82 nacelle. V82 wind turbine represents roughly 1/3 of the Vestas serviced population. We have the nacelle with the hub mounted here in our training center, which is a valuable training aid because not only can we train service and maintenance on this nacelle, as you can see, the hatch is open, and so in the field, this is where a wind turbine technician would enter the fiberglass nose cone of the nacelle to transition into the cast metal hub. We use this here not for our safety training for several things. One, for our confined space entry operations course. We have ventilation that we have to supply while the technicians are working inside of the hub. We have certain rigging requirements and certain tie-off requirements that they have to adhere to, and then following the confined space entry permits and declassification. What we'll also use this hub for is rescue training. But our philosophy is if you can rescue them from a V82 blade, you can probably rescue them from anywhere in the turbine.